Guitar Players Planet. You see it in the papers, you read it every day. The riots and the fires going on in South LA. The muggers and the government, they're all wanting the same thing. They take you for your money and whatever else you bring. Well, I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. Take me. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. 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 Sunny skies, the smell of palm tree air. Looking back, I could never feel fair. The way the music has touched my soul, the way that the South holds its control. But I've got a new way to choose. I'm gonna start running back to the land of new. Oh, na 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 na.
Someone to take me down at night. Someone to make my day. New revelation fills my soul. Oh, I can waste away. You distracting my attention. You're all that's on my mind. Looking for perfection, but you're too hard to find. Now the first night is coming, and I know what to do. You know that nothing feels real until one day. yeah, yeah. Where did my color go? Got your head in the sand. You can't be in control, using a powerful hand. I wanna be you, I wanna see you. Don't taste the kisses of hate. Don't try to tell me, don't try to sell me, don't try to say it's too late. You're gonna push me to the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shoes. Push me to the edge, hide a little color, it's black and white and blue. Black and white and blue, yeah. All right. Cat learns to ring a bell, rat gets free from the maze. We can be taught to love, we've got to learn a new way. I wanna see, I wanna be, don't taste the kisses of hate. Don't try to tell me, don't try to sell me, don't try to say it's too late. You're gonna push me to the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shoes. Push me to the edge, hide a little color, it's black and white and blue. Black and white and blue, yeah, 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 I wanna be, I wanna see, don't taste the kisses of hate. Don't try to tell me, don't try to sell me, don't try to say it's too late, late, late. Push me to the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shoes. Push me to the edge, hide a little color, it's black and white and blue, yeah, black and white and blue. You're gonna black and white on the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shoes. Push me to the edge, hide a little color, it's black and white and blue. Black and white and blue.
I've seen a lot of bankers, and I've seen a lot of cops. I've seen a lot of lawyers pull out all the stops. I've seen a lot of children with their parents in their hands. I've felt a lot of women who refuse to understand. Well, I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get Guitar Players Planet. You see it in the papers, you read it every day. The riots and the fires going on in South LA. The muggers and the government, they're all wanting the same thing. They take you for your money and whatever else you bring. Well, I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. Take me. Guitar Players Planet. 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 Guitar Players Planet.
So what's going on here? Okay, I got an idea. Let's try this. Yep, I can't hear Dan. Oh, that's a trip. Let's see. Testing 1 2 1 2.
That was me.
There we go.
My mic was off. But I still don't have Eric. Eric, I still don't have sound from you. Eric? Try refreshing your mic. I think that has to do with the Zoom meeting, maybe. No, nothing yet, Eric. No, nothing yet, Eric.
Just use sign language. I like Mark's response. Just use sign language. I like Mark's response.
It's telling you. Eric, log out and log back in. Eric, log out and log back in. There you go. All right. Well, it wouldn't be a day, huh? It wouldn't be a day without something.
Yeah, Dan, there's
Unbelievable.
Hey, Dan, it just picks up where you left off.
I'm with
Right,
you.
the other side, right?
Can you hear me, Pete?
I can hear you.
All right, cool. Let me just.
It's just an extension for what you had to go through last night.
I know what I did. There we go. All right. Let's see. Okay. Eric is back.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, cool.
All right. Oh, it never fails. It
Yeah,
never
never.
fails.
It never fails, man.
You know what? It's a green screen, Eric.
Huh?
It's the green screen.
Oh, it's the green screen?
Green
That's what's
screen.
screwing everything up?
No.
That's-
I think with the Zoom meeting, it's looking to connect again to your mic, and it happened the same thing with me. So.
Okay.
So. All right. Well, we made it. We made it back, and Eric disappeared. Now he's back. I'm gonna put on my headset because I'm getting an echo.
Yeah, it's a new toy. I'm playing with the green screen. It's a new
That's
toy.
okay. That's good. That's good. All right. Cool. All right, guys, girls, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
We made it.
We are back.
And why am I frozen?
It's
Oh, my God.
It's 17 degrees back there where you're at, Dan.
Yeah, really.
This is out of control.
I think Dan needs to put another quarter in his mic.
Kick that.
Oh boy, too funny.
Uh-oh.
What are you doing?
There we go.
One minute Dan's gone, then I'm gone, then Pete's gone, then it's like, what in the world?
I'm shuffling cards here.
Exactly.
There you go. Because I got too much stuff going on here, and
Sounds like an episode from The Outer Limits. You're being contacted.
It's Eric's line. I can see.
Who just got electrocuted?
You can hear now. Eric, refresh, Eric, so I can put you back on. It was your line. I don't know what happened. Eric's line just all of a sudden got all staticky and crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Turn off your shower.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, it was something with your internet connection that just like totally like destroyed everything.
Don't touch nothing.
I'm not touching anything. I'm not touching anything. Oh man, that was like 8 minutes of complete torture.
I know.
Do we still have viewership?
Yeah, really though. You
believe
still
it,
get people?
we're up to 19 people. So, hi everybody. How you doing, Jim, Greg, Frank, Josh, Mark? I think I saw a whole bunch. Isaac. Hey, thanks, Isaac, for finally becoming a subscriber. I saw you just became our 947th subscriber. So inching our way to that 1,000. So
I'm
thank
getting
you.
there.
Yep, we're getting there. Mark's blaming me. Both Marks are blaming me. There you go. Tom
Why is
Bramwell.
Eric's
Tom Bramwell's on. Hey Tom, how you doing? Ron Joynick, how you
why am I
doing?
so blurry?
I don't know.
You know what? I'll be back.
Hey, he's gonna reset his he's gonna reset his
I'm gonna
router.
reset my modem.
Yep. All right, no problem. See you in a bit.
I bet.
Oh man. So yeah, I know we were talking offline, but let's talk about this real quick. I just want to say on I believe the 9th of February, we have Dr. Christian Sass coming on from iTelescope. So that's going to be an awesome. And we got Hendrik. Hopefully he gets back to me on a reschedule. I'm waiting on him for a reschedule from the Star Aid. And Filippo, Tom, and Omar are going to be coming in March. So I think that hopefully March, but it's to be announced. So we got some guests coming up. We have our next raffle. So thank you for all you people that won the raffle. Congratulations to Ernest, who won the raffle of the $100 gift certificate to Optalong, and all proceeds of that are going to the next raffle. So it just keeps on getting rolled over. Hopefully, bigger prizes come in the works. So the next one is going to be a $5 raffle for the Neptune Mars Player One camera planetary. So that's going to be. I got that. I got that guy sitting in my closet of death over here, but this isn't dying. Here we go. This is the again slightly used Player One planetary camera, just used for testing. Other than that, that's it. This is a Neptune 464 IMX camera for planetary. So that's going to be our next one. It's about a $300 retail camera. You can get it for $5. Just get a raffle ticket. We'll put that on. And Eric is back, and he looks somewhat less pixelated. Charlie Walsh, Cosmic Charlie, you should come on and say, "Hey, what's going on?" You don't, you should come back on. But Isaac's saying you look much better, Eric.
You look marvelous, Eric. How come you look so good? You look fantastic.
You sound like Filippo, man.
You look marvelous.
Oh no, you didn't start that. Rubber biscuit. Eric, you there?
Barely.
Eric's not there. We're having some technical difficulties tonight, everybody. I do apologize about that. But yeah, so the Player One Neptune planetary camera, cool camera. Thank you to Tyler Bowman over at Explore Scientific for donating this for the raffle. So thank you so much for that. So, and it also comes with the 1 1/4 inch UV IR cut filter for it. So that'll be coming up. Yeah, watch if you're not on our Discord server, it's getting a lot of traction. If you're not on our Discord server, get on it. If you want the link, I'll put it in the chat. But we got a Discord server, and we got about 25 people on it now. So come on and hang out if you want to just ask any questions about astrophotography. And Josh, no, these are not compatible with the ASI Air. Unfortunately, only the ZWO cameras and DSLR are good for the ASM. But if you have an Eagle, you're in. Or if you have a NUC for an onboard computer that you use, or a Intel stick, or there you go. We got. See, I think it's your green screen, man. I think you don't have enough lights.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'll link the Discord server in a second. But just be aware, we got a lot more guests coming on. Where we just heard from our buddy Pete in the middle saying we got another couple of people that are interested in coming on. So it's gonna be interesting. And Tegan just popped in too. Let's see. There we go. We got Tegan
There he
in there
is.
now. There he is.
How's it going?
What's happening, Mr. Tegan?
Good to be on.
Hey man, well, better than the last time, right? Because you were like kind of doing it from a hot spot in your car or something.
Yeah, I was at a dark sky site, and I'm like, hey, it's Friday. Let's hop on.
Yeah.
Didn't
Oh
work.
man. Yeah. That. Yeah. You're like, nah, forget it. It's not working. It's okay. But
I'm sorry. I know. Oh well.
no, it was worth a shot. Worth a shot, man. So, where were you at?
I was just it's in a place about an hour away from my house at a park called Stone Lake State Park. It's a Bortle 4.5, 5 maybe. That's dark skies for me. So
I wish I could get a Bortle 4 or 5 an hour away from my house. I mean, that would be nice.
yeah,
Unfortunately, I got to travel probably about 3 hours.
I drove up. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a long time for a dark sky. Like,
And that's
I
why
went
I
up
do
three
now.
separate times. I drove up 3 separate times and got 0 data.
Oh, that's horrible.
Oh man, that sucks.
Well, at least it was only an hour drive. What was that?
That's
Pete?
all I am.
Sounds like you last night.
Oh yeah, we were talking. Well, we were talking offline, and I had a hell of a time last night. For those of you guys that are on the Discord server, know what the issues that I was having, because I was blowing it up quite a bit. And so the first big issue was something with Nina version 2024. So it's a beta 2.0 2024. It could have just been a glitch, I don't know, but with my QHY 16200, and before anybody says anything, I'm stopping this before it starts. Yes, the lens cap was off. So before anybody starts this, I was taking a picture, and it was literally coming up black, like not like that gray that you would get. It was coming up black, and nothing. So I said, all right, let me see. Maybe I'm just whatever. So I binned 4x4, took another shot, and I'm getting these blocky kind of stars. I'm getting these, like, it was like, what they weren't even stars to me. It was just like I was watching an old Atari video game. And, it was pretty bad. So I'm sitting there and I'm messing around. I'm going back out to the telescope. I'm looking at the lens caps, making sure I'm making sure everything is plugged in, everything's connected, the camera's right, there's no stupidness going on. I had everything set up the way I normally set it up, no problems. So I'm going back and forth on a Discord channel, just saying if anyone else has got a problem with 2024, and nobody said anything. So I said, you know what, the hell with it. I'm gonna uninstall, reinstall, and set up everything again. So I went back to 1.10, which is like not the regular beta builds. It's the last stable build, and came up. Everything's fine. Pictures, stars, no problem. So I said, okay. And then I go on to their website. Turns out there's a newer build, 2028, that they put out like 2 days ago. I said, all right, let me get that. Let me see if that works. Load it up. Stars, no problem. So there's something with 2024, at least for the QHY 16200, that it just was not. It was just not making a picture that I could see. It was connected. It would take the picture. It would download the picture, and it would come up, and it's black. K value was 0. So I mean, it was black.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's weird. I was having issues with QHY, and I said something about it on our little Facebook chat. But my QHY camera and my guide camera were competing for the imaging spot, and I was out at the dark sky site, and it didn't occur to me until I got home the next morning and set everything up and did like a simulation in my office. And I'm like, okay, it's not 9 degrees out. Let's actually like troubleshoot and figure this out. But yeah, all night I couldn't figure out what was going on, because every time I would start cooling my camera, my auto guide camera would just shut off. And
Yeah.
yeah. And I was like, it's a power issue. So I'm like, okay, I'm using too many extension cables from the power box. So I limited that down to one, and then I tried to connect my USB cables directly to my laptop rather than through the USB hub on the 760. Nothing, and I never actually got it figured out, and it was the drivers from QHY that apparently this is a known issue.
Yeah,
It was
I had the
frustrating.
same problem with my when I had an S-Big setup. It has nothing to do with QHY, but I had the same problem with an S-Big setup, and I had a similar issue with, but I'll just knock that one off to user error with two ZWO cameras. That was probably me. But the S-Big cameras in general, at least the STF 8300 and the off-axis
Mhm.
guide or the STI, they would compete all the time, and I always had to connect the auto guider first to the STI to get connected to the STF. So at least that was with Sequence Generator Pro when I was using that, and it was just that's why I said, all right, you know what, I'm just gonna go different model cameras. I'm just gonna so I don't have to worry about. So now I got a ZWO guide scope and a QHY main scope. So I'm like,
This is why I have an ASI Air.
oh
This is why I have an ASI Air because
let's not talk about the
because
ASI Air, my
I have
travesty with the
because
ASI
I
Air
can
last night. Okay.
because I put in my 174 mini. I put up my my 294 mono and put them all together. Fire it up, just works.
Yeah, except when you walk.
Well, that with my
Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, God,
No, go ahead. Go ahead, T.
with my QHY yeah, with my QHY camera, my ZWO camera, it works flawlessly, and I wouldn't doubt that a ZWO guide camera wouldn't work. Like it's the QHY drivers. It's just the
Yeah.
QHY drivers.
Yeah. There has been a bunch of stuff on Cloudy Nights regarding QHY's drivers and how finicky they can be.
So what the issue is going on right now is that with QHY, their one weakness has always been the drivers, the software. ZWO, unbelievable software. Just the build quality every now and then. What happened with the ZWOs is if you start to push the cooling fan up to 90% load for any length of time, that was always the weak point with the ZWO cameras. So then you'd either have to send the camera back to ZWO or send it back to the distributor you bought it from, and until they accumulate enough of the cameras to make it worth their time to ship it back to China. With QHY now, they've got a new software developer that's in Czechoslovakia that's working exclusively with QHY to upgrade those drivers. So over the next year, you're going to find that there's going to be a lot of improvements on their software.
Awesome.
The build quality on the cameras are great. They're
Yeah.
really phenomenal. The two China-made products, they are a very good build quality. But the software has always been their one weakness.
Yeah.
Hey, Tegan, just so you know, we have a viewer out here. I don't know if you saw it in the chat or if you're looking at the chat or not. But actually, I was talking to him on a Discord server. Josh Kovac. He said you work for High Point, right? And I was like, yeah. And his EQM35, he sent me a picture of it. His EQM35 came with a cracked polar scope. So maybe you could talk to him on the side because he hasn't heard anything
really?
from. Yeah, he hasn't heard anything from High Point yet.
Yeah, Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I spoke. His name is
Yeah,
Josh
absolutely.
Kovac, Kovach. If you could, give him a hand and see what's up if you can.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So
if you just have him contact me.
Yeah. I will. I'll send him your email.
Yeah.
And, all right. Yeah. So Josh, I'll send you his email on a separate link.
Okay. Yeah, the latest firmware, I will say this, the latest firmware on the ASI Air has been a little weird on the ASI Air, and that's for the Pro and the Plus, where and Mark was making a note of this, where for some reason it defaults to the SD card, and you cannot, for your images to download to the SD card, and you can't switch it over to the USB.
Yeah. Mark, my buddy Mark Murator, same thing. I guess it's the same Mark you're talking about. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, and what I've had to do is I've actually had to restart my ASI Air Plus, and then it came back up. Then it would show the USB, um, and then I can switch over to USB. I don't know what has happened there
Okay.
with that piece. I know they've made a few changes here and there. They've done something with polar alignment that's probably been a little questionable because some of this, like with polar alignment, I believe that's more like an experimental what they're
Okay.
doing with like
Mhm.
their all-star or two-star
Yeah,
polar
the
alignment.
all-star.
Yeah, theirs is more it's more experimental. So I personally I've got a great clear view of the north. So I can see Polaris. So I just use the regular, just what I've been using. Someone did mention something about their polar alignment. One thing that I don't know what type of mount you have. I'm trying to see here who it was that said, yeah, Frank.
Mark,
Frank was saying that he was having issues with his polar alignment. I'm
he's
not
got a
sure, Frank.
CGX.
Yeah, the CGX. Take a
Yep.
look at my my YouTube video. Go to my YouTube page channel, Astro with Eric, and take a look at my tutorial that I did with ASI Air and Celestron mount on
Yeah,
polar alignment.
he actually sent me the video of what was going on with his mount. And yeah, he just said that. Yeah, he sent me a video of it. And literally it'll go like 15 degrees and then
Mm-hmm.
it'll stop and it'll slow down and then it'll go another little bit and then it'll go back up and it will fail.
Yep. Yeah. So that's something up with because that was something that when I had my CGX, when I had my AVX, it's
So
something up with the ASI Air communicating. This was with the Plus. This was with all three versions, Plus, Pro, and the old version. What I have to do, take a look at my video. What I basically have to do is I have to shut off the or disconnect the mount from the ASI Air.
okay.
Okay. And then you can do a manual rotation. And with the ASI Air connected, you can do a manual rotation and let it know that, hey, I've rotated. And then you go to the next phase. So let's go. And you can begin. And then the ASI Air will begin to take its photos and do its plate solving. And you can then do your polar alignment. And once your polar alignment is done and you put it back to your home or park, then you can once that's done, then you switch your mount back on.
Now is that something you're finding with only Celestra? Because I didn't have any problem with the
That's
Skywalker mounts.
that's only what I found with Celestron. I've only
Okay.
found this with Celestron. Like I said, I had this with my AVX. I had it with my CGX. And this is what
I'm
I
wondering if it
had.
has something to do with
This is what I
the
posted
Nexstar
to go around.
software. Wondering if it has something to do with the Nexstar software.
It could be. It could very well be. So yeah, it's just really, really weird that it would go like 10 or 15 degrees, like you say, and
Yeah.
stop. Mine actually just stopped. It
I-
wouldn't go any further.
Yeah, I'd show you the video, but it's not suitable for young ears. So
But it's the weirdest thing. But but me just doing the manual that way, just doing everything manually to do that rotation piece.
So you can undo the clutch, turn it,
Yeah.
and tighten the clutch and say you could actually tell it it's done. Moving.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, you can do all that. So take a look at it. So like I said, it's on my YouTube channel, Astro with Eric, on all the steps that I went through and how you do this. So yes, you can shut off your mount, do this because it'll say the mounts because it'll ask ASI Air will say, hey, I don't detect the mount. Do you want to continue?
Yeah.
And you can say, yeah, I want to continue.
Okay, got
and you do everything.
Cool.
And then once you get everything aligned, you can turn the mount back on and to the ASI Air, reconnect it, and then you're good to go. At least that's the way it's always been. And that's what I've heard from others who've had this problem, who've done this way. After that, they've been okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to disconnect, from the ASI, the
Disconnect
mount
them
from
out.
the ASI air.
All right. You got to make it fail and then just do it manually,
Yeah.
I guess. For now.
Yeah, it's weird. That's one of those weird
That'll be
things.
fair.
I will admit.
Yeah, everything has their own kinks until they figure it out. Again, like you said, Eric, the polar alignment is a work in progress for
Yeah.
them. So I'm sure they'll iron out the kinks eventually. So
It will. And someone was just asked earlier regarding the AM5. Has anyone pre-ordered it? And in a word,
I've got 7 sold already.
you got 7 sold already?
I got
For
7
me,
sold already. What?
I'm not yet. No, I'm not going that route yet.
No, I'm waiting until it gets in the stores to see it, so I could see it, touch it, look at it, and it just looks. You guys have seen my video on the Sharp Star,
On the Sharp Star, yeah.
and it just looks more of the same. And I think ZWO will do it right from the software end of it, which Sharp Star kind of screwed up a bunch of the stuff in there. Like, just for example, West is positive, East is negative, and Eastern Standard Time is -5, not positive, +5, not -5. Or you know what I mean? So
yeah, so it's positive UTC versus being negative UTC.
Right. That everything else, and also if you're doing this is one of the things that I know. If you're doing a manual alignment on the stars, when you pops up, you said do 2-star alignment, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't go in alphabetical order by the star name. It goes in alphabetical order by the constellation. Yeah, so
I know more stars than I do constellations.
Exactly.
I think I know that there's 88. I could probably name about 12.
Yeah.
Hey,
you know what? That's a topic for another show. We'll sit there and just see how many of us can name them, and everybody else fill in the difference.
Oh yeah, well, we'll just do a north south. We can't do that because Simon knows both, so we can't do that.
So basically, what you're saying is with this mount, you're getting what you're buying for. In other words,
it is what I think it's coming out at a price point of 18 or 1900, which
it's under 2K,
which right now includes the tri-pier or the mount, the tripod,
and 3 Allen wrenches, right?
For now, but that's for now. I think after a couple of
Allen
months,
wrenches.
yeah, dude, you need like 4 of them. You need one for the left, and one for the right, one for the alt, and one to stab in my eye.
So my question is this: why do you need 3 different size Allen wrenches?
Well, no, you only. I blew it out of proportion a little bit. So you need 2.
Okay, in case you lose one.
No, you need 2 that are 2 different sizes.
Okay.
That's one thing I don't understand.
This is for the Sharp Star. So the Sharp Star it's got these little. I wish I had the picture. I know I have it somewhere.
Isaac, one for the left turn, one for the right turn.
Yeah, no. The azimuth knobs are the size of a dime. They're that big. Now let's think about this for a quick second. These new harmonic, wave mount drives, whatever, they're supposed to be a portable thing so you can carry a heavy scope for the most part, or a heavy-ish scope. So it's supposed to weigh, whatever, 15 pounds and hold up to 50. Whatever the case may be, it doesn't matter. But look at these azimuth knobs. They're literally this big. Now, if you're now think about it's like
So the issue.
This is a family show, Deegan.
Now think of this for a second. Now, if you buy this mount, this means that you're probably traveling somewhere. So you're setting up probably every night. You're probably setting up every night, right? So now you have to polar align every night, right?
Yeah.
Now put like a C9.25 on there or something nice and heavy, and try and turn those knobs.
Yep.
It ain't gonna happen. So what they do is they give you they make an inset in the knob so you can fit. I believe it's an M4 Allen wrench in there to crank down the azimuth. Okay, so that's the first Allen wrench. The second one isn't even an Allen wrench. It's an altitude adjustment rod according to the bag that they actually labeled altitude adjustment rod on it, and it's basically a stick that you stick in a hole in the bar and you turn it to do the azimuth because you can't turn it by hand. It's impossible. Try doing that with a heavy scope in the middle of January in New York.
Yeah.
Well, Dan, this is the question though. You got Chinese engineers designing it for American product in America.
No,
Look at
exactly.
the size of our fingers, right?
Exactly. That's the whole thing. The average, guy over there is what? Probably like 5'4", 5'5". We are like 5'10" plus, and we have big hands.
I know. It's kind of like
We're like Vikings.
If engineers design this, they got to fix it first before they design it and put it on market. They have to fix it because they just make it and then they say, okay, we'll worry about it later. Service will be later. They don't.
I bet they're waiting for AMD to come out with accessories that have bigger knobs. They're waiting for AMD to give accessories out.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's funny. That is so funny.
ADM rather.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah.
Anthony will come up with something. Believe me, he'll come up with third-party knobs.
Yeah.
It's just looking at the AM5, going back to what we were talking about, it looks like it's kind of machined the same way, more or less, than the Sharp Star. I mean, it looks a lot smaller than a Sharp Star mount, but the azimuth knobs, it looks like the same exact thing, and it's I don't know. We'll just have to see when it comes out.
That's one of the things I'm a little nervous about because for me, I can't see using it. I really can't. No. I've got a CEM 60. And I love it. And for me, it's light enough that I can take it traveling with me if I really wanted to.
Yep.
And the Tri-Pier.
Yeah.
Or I'll get a CEM 40.
It's so neat.
Yeah. It is a great mount that I would find and hunt down and spend another $2,000 on buying another used one. Yeah, just to have. Just to have for travel, one to keep on my pier and one to travel with.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy with this. I'm happy with my EQ6R, and I run around with that. That's not. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not as heavy. It's not as light as the 60 is. But I've been traveling around with something like that forever. I've had the Atlas. I've had this, and now, it's all the same stuff to me. So I just throw it in a case and throw it in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so I'm kind of hesitant on these newer harmonic drives.
Yep.
For the fact that, I don't know as far as how they've really designed this for the user versus, I mean, I don't think they really designed it really for the user, at least for the average user.
Yeah, it's not user friendly.
No, I don't think it is.
But by the same token on that, you're going to have people out there buying it. Because man, this is great because now I can put a big scope on a mount that I can throw in my back seat. And when it comes down to it and setting it up, I think a lot of people are just going to get frustrated with them. I really do.
Do you all set up the mount with or without the scope attached? Always. I set it up without.
Wait. I'm sorry.
No, Josh, you said, do you all set up the mount with or without the scope attached? Without?
Yeah, let's just do one caveat to that. Without the mount, but with the counterweights.
Oh, yeah. With the counterweights.
Yeah.
With the counterweights.
Let's just throw that in there.
Everybody's done that once.
Yeah. But,
yes.
Listen, I got yelled at. One of the very earliest videos that I did was a video on how to set up an equatorial mount. And I had my Atlas Pro and I had, everything out there. It was a nice summer day. I had everything going on and I'm putting everything together. I'm doing everything and I'm so cool. I'm on video. It's going to go on YouTube. It's great. It's like my first video and I throw it on there and I'm saying, you know what? and I got to be honest with you, and I hate to say it, but sometimes we do break the rules because we kind of, it's kind of like, we kind of do it. We throw the telescope on there, and we put oh shit, got the counterweights. All right, so I'll put them on. And it's kind of like when you go to driving school, the guy teaching you how to drive, put your hands at 10 and 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who drives like that except for old ladies or old men? Where nobody drives like that. Everyone drives one-handed. So whatever the case may be. So we break the rules a little bit. But the safety rule is to have the counterweights on before you put the scope on your mount.
Exactly.
So what I did was I threw it up on. I didn't put the counterweights on. I threw the video up on YouTube, and sure enough, somebody said, "You forgot to put the counterweights on first. What are you doing?" So I took the damn thing down, and I just reshot that one scene. I re-edited it and put it back up. But George said he just carries the whole thing out and set up pre-configured. Hey, if you could do that, George, I mean that if you're on a wheelie bar or have a small mount where you could just kind of lift.
If you have a wheelie bar, that's different.
Yeah.
It's a wheelie bar.
Heck, I had a wheelie bar. I still got it in my garage. I don't use it anymore because I've got the pier. But I would just wheel my CGX when I had it with my, with my William Optics refractor. I would wheel that sucker out of the, garage and set it right back up. Yep. And then I got lazy and I said, you know what? I'm just going to leave it out here, and I'm just going to get a Telegizmos and just cover it up. And just leave it out all winter.
Well, George said he has no wheelie bar, so I'm going to have to ask the question, George. What are you carrying out there altogether? Because you're scaring me.
Yeah, he says I'm 6'10".
He's got. I got a 10-inch
full of muscle.
I got a 10-inch full of muscle and a CGXL. I'm carrying it on my back. I've been carrying.
He's got an EQ M35, so that's a small amount.
Yeah, the EQ M35. Okay. I do the same thing with mine. I just carry the whole thing out.
Yeah,
that's fine. But still, I'd be kind of scared of leaving the telescope on there and bashing it into a wall or something as I'm bringing it out. So I'll leave the EQ M35 all set together and just carry it because that's really, it's really light. It's sitting in my hallway right now, but he carries out a Mighty with an 80 millimeter.
Whoa.
God bless you, George.
Whoa. How old is that young buck?
Yeah.
He-Man.
The Mighty with an 80. The Mighty.
That's what I got behind me right here. He pulls that whole thing out.
It better be in the garage. Like it doesn't go through like doorways or anything,
Yeah. I don't know.
How
much is the mic? How much does the mic weigh?
Do you have counterweights on that as well?
I don't know.
Does he have counterweights on that with the Mighty of the 80?
George is 58 this month. Are you putting counterweights on that, George, too?
Well, happy birthday, George, coming up. Yeah. Said yes.
Whoa, man.
Goes from the sunroom to the backyard.
Mighty Paramount. The Mighty.
Man. I need to get back to the gym and start working out. I want to be like George.
Let's see. Specifications on the Mighty. Of course, it doesn't tell you. I love when they do this. They put the Mighty specifications. It says download it. And then it says, and then I go to click download. It says, I do not have sufficient privileges to download it. Okay, so we won't be downloading that. So it's a 50-pound, what is it, 50-pound weight capacity?
50-pound weight capacity, 35 pounds is the mount weight. Counterweights are 20 pounds, so we're looking at 55. Counterweight shafts about another 2.
Yeah.
We're looking at the scopes about another 8 to 10 pounds, plus your camera, so you're looking at about 12 pounds.
Yeah.
That's a lot of weight to be carrying out there, boy.
Yeah, man.
I've already had one hernia surgery. I'm good.
Hey, I tell you what, George, I want to see this video. You got to send me this video because I would give anything to see you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That'd make a great YouTube video. I said, look at this muscle.
Yes.
Dude, if you give me that video, man, I'll put it to music and I'll put the Astroworld logo on it.
I'm telling you, man. That'll be our opening video for this podcast.
That'd be great. And I'll follow that up with Frank's video of his scope sliding over, and I'll take out the audio. George said I'll make the video tomorrow.
No, he said earlier, when I get old, I'll stop. Well, you're not old yet, man. 58.
Nope.
You know, you're not old yet.
Yeah, yeah. You and I just turned 50 this year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all in how you feel, man. It's all in
no,
how you
no,
feel.
I'll be 51 in like a couple days.
Oh wow.
Yeah, February 1st. I'll be 51. Okay. So yeah, so I had some issues with Nina.
Yeah.
I
Where'd
don't know.
Tegan go?
What was that?
Where'd Tegan go?
Oh, he's back. He's back. I'm sorry.
Was he back? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No,
There you go.
There
my-
he is.
I'm trying to
He
fix
switched
my-
rooms.
I'm trying to fix my internet connection. Like I had to go closer to my modem. I don't get any connection in my office.
No, you got to get like an Eero or something.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. Now,
Hey,
yeah.
Can you hear me and see me? Am I
Yep.
live?
you're
Okay.
good.
Yep, you
You're
were
good.
alive.
All right.
You got to run like an internet cable into your office,
Yeah, I know. I need a 50-footer.
or you just do one of those. What is it? The power lines.
I have an extender on order,
Oh, there you go.
so
There you go.
that'll be good.
There you go.
Oh well.
Yeah, Mark said the same thing I did. You should get a mesh set up like an Eero
yeah.
or something.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking about.
Yeah, so. I put the 3-pack in my house. I can see my connection like 4 houses down.
That's impressive.
What more do you need? Like, what more do you need?
Well, I also have an outside access point too, so I mean I got that too. So
Okay.
I can see it. I can't get I could start getting access 3 houses down, like legitimate access. And then there you go.
Nice.
I'm not like Eric though. Eric's got his whole stuff wired
Yeah, I've got
up.
a ubiquity. I've got this
Yeah,
whole
he's-
ubiquity enterprise network.
Hey,
I've got a
cool,
network
Justin,
IDS
sometimes.
just right over there in my base, right over here.
Dan, I meant to ask, how is that like weather station working
I
out?
love it.
Yeah,
I love it. It's great.
that's awesome.
You know what? I'll grab it in a second. I'll show you like the display it has. It works awesome. You just got to be careful because now it kind of like the last bad windstorm like turned the weather station. It's supposed to be pointing south in order to give you like a wind direction.
Mhm.
So it turned a little bit to the east, I guess. And so now north is east and east is south, and so it's kind of not that it really matters on the wind direction to me. I really don't care. I just care how fast it is. But you know, it gives you everything. It gives me lightning detection. It gives me rainfall for today, tomorrow,
Nice.
for the month. It's really, and it's pretty decent. It's pretty accurate. So I mean. But it's it was I think everything all said and done was under like $300. But I mean,
Nice. That's awesome.
yeah. So I got the Atlas from AccuRite. So somebody
That's
was
what the
asking.
Atlas. That's what it's called.
Yeah. They make 3 different types. They make the entry level, the Iris, and the Atlas. And the Atlas is the big one. I mean, it looks like the thing is huge. It's big. It's like this.
Where do you have it installed?
I got up on a ladder, and there's an extension pole that I bought, and I threw it on the side of my house.
Oh, nice.
So it's above the toppest peak, and now that it's turned, I went up on that ladder once. I don't think I'm gonna do it again. that was kind of scary, man. I don't think I'll do
I'll
that.
tape a couple of brooms together and just like.
I was thinking about that. I was gonna get like that 30-foot extended paint roller pole for like a paint roller, and I was just gonna try and do one of these, see if I can hook it. But it's really cool. It does a lot for me, and it's just good. I share it to it's actually on Weather Underground. So if I have that added to Weather Underground. So now you got some more Long Island weather stations floating around. So it's pretty cool. Mark?
So somebody's asking to compare the EQ6R to the CEM40.
Okay, so it's Sentinel. Sentinel's a long-time watcher.
Okay, yeah, Sentinel.
I mean, I've never used a CEM40 to be honest with you.
It's light.
It's super. I'm sure it's super light. I mean, but I think that's probably one of the few advantages that you get with that, because they're pretty close as far as weight capacity is concerned. Of what it could hold. You're gonna have the the EQ6R has a belt drive. Not sure what the drive is on the 40 though. So
no, it doesn't have adjustable mesh like the CEM60 does. It's just a click to engage, twist to engage, I believe.
okay. Oh yeah, I remember the 120s. They had these like kind of.
Then
Yeah.
I personally, I don't know about Eric. I like the adjustable
the mesh.
the adjustable mesh on the worms of the CEM60. I've heard they're kind of
Eric, you muted again, Eric.
Yep, I did. No, that was my bad.
Okay.
No, so there was stuff going on here in the house. I forgot to unmute myself. No, honestly, I don't know. I mean, I just set it up and it just works, and I love it. I don't know which way, if it's doing one thing or another, if I'm supposed to do, or if there's a certain setting, that you can try one way or another. I just set it up and off it goes. It's almost like plug and play or set and forget in a way sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Which is one thing I love about it, is that ever since I've had it, I've just got it set up, plugged the HC up to it, did my alignment, and it's been rocking ever since. I've just been lucky, I guess.
No, I mean, a lot of people with those mounts have had a lot of good things to say about it.
Yeah, there's only been a handful of times where I had to fiddle with the CM60, but it's because the USB port was loose. Other than that, for the 3 years or 3.5 years that I've had it, it's flawless every single time.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I don't even mess with the USB because I've got the ASI Air, so I don't even have to deal with the USB or anything like that.
Yep.
So it's just been, just fantastic.
So I would imagine like the CEM40, you can't really say that. It's hard to say because people have issues with the CEM70. I've heard that's like
they do.
Not the 70 and the 70 AG. They both have issues.
Yeah, they've been having some issues with that.
And the 120.
And the 120. It's almost like, when
I for that mid-range type.
Yeah.
Have they discontinued the 120?
No, they still got the 120 going.
It's still out. It's still
out there.
Yep.
Okay. I was reading somewhere that they're thinking about, I know you can get it within coders and not in coders, but I heard that they talked that they might discontinue it. And I thought, why would they want to do that? The 120 is a good little mount.
Yeah. No,
big mount.
I just put one up.
It's a big mount, but
it's a big mount, yeah.
It's little for Pete because Pete just deals with like $100,000 rigs. So
it's all relative.
Yeah, but the 120, I just put one up in Connecticut, and it was awesome. I mean, it really works well. I don't own any iOptron mounts. I'm like one of those people that are stuck in their ways. I've had Cinta mounts for forever. So I went from a Sirius to an Atlas to an EQ6R Pro to an EQ8R Pro. So I kind of stuck with it. Eventually, Eric will punch me in the head a couple times, and I'll get an iOptron and get the ASI Air to work. But
I tell you, man, it's been great for me. To answer, George, he mentioned get a better tripod for the scene. Yeah, if you get, I would say if you're gonna get any of these iOptron mounts, seriously consider getting a tri-pier.
Yeah.
Don't even mess around with like the traditional tripods. Get a tri-pier.
Agreed.
They are awesome.
Yeah. They're light. I think
they're light too.
They weigh like I don't know. I want to say 22 pounds.
Yeah.
But I mean they're relatively sturdy, easy to tear down, set up, and it's definitely an upgrade over the inch and a quarter or inch and 3/4 tripod that comes with the CM.
Yeah, the 2-inch and the inch and 3/4 tri-piers. But it's well worth it. It is well worth it to have that. That stability is nice. I love it.
Mark asked me if I have to run power to the Atlas on the roof. Yes, you don't have to. You can put AA batteries in there, but then you got to change them when they die. So I ran power up there, So it's all powered AC all the time. Let's see, which one do you recommend? Atlas also pretty good value. What else we got? The only thing I don't like about this is Mark about the center line mounts is the balancing. When it rotates the rotator, the balance gets thrown to hell and back. He said.
I've never had a problem with the balance on my.
Well, you don't have a rotator either, so
the balance is smooth. I mean, I find my balance off, like regardless, like where my filter wheel is positioned. You know, if it's stuck off to the right side, it'll fall to the right.
Right.
But I've also like switched from a refractor to like my RC and forgot to adjust the counterweight.
Right.
So, like it's extremely off balance, and I didn't know until like 5 days after when I disassembled it, and I'm like, my guiding was still 0.4, 0.6. I was like, I guess balance doesn't matter. As much
I don't know how far
as much as
it doesn't balance in Tegan's backyard. Balance doesn't matter, but I'll still balance my scope. So
100, yes.
Yes.
Nobody balance your scope. You don't need to. Don't even use a counterweight.
Don't even bother unless you get the harmonic mount, and then you don't have to worry about counterweights. You just have to worry about turning those stinking knobs. That's all you got to worry about. But
I won't demonstrate those.
Yeah, then you could be like Scott and get a rainbow or something. But no, because for me, for balance, I've never had a problem. I even have a declination weight. With my Schmitz, I use a declination weight, and it makes things so much easier for me.
Sure.
So
that's one of those ADM plates at the top of your dovetail.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Nice. Yep.
Let's see. Bits, please. Said he set him stuff up at 6:00 today. People knock the AAP, but it's great for me. And I gotta tell you, I mean, Eric's a big time user of the Plus and the Pro, and actually the first generation as well. I've had all three of them. I'm still getting used to it. I'm an Eagle guy, but I still want to use the ASI Air for my travel. I got a 200 millimeter lens hooked up to it.
Nice wide field.
What's that?
It's a nice wide field setup.
Yeah, I got a Canon 200L lens. And that's on my 294. Although I got to throw something out to you ZWO guys out there that use cold ZWO cameras, because I had an issue last night with my first run through. Besides the other issues that I talked to you guys about offline, I had an issue with the 294 last night, and once the cooler kicked on, it lost connection to the ASI Air Pro. It just stopped. It just glitched out. It wouldn't take pictures. And then once I pulled out the plug of the cooler and plugged it back in and reconnected the camera, I could take pictures again.
You said the Pro, not the Plus?
It's the Plus. I'm sorry, the Plus. I'm sorry. No, I don't know. Again, the first time out, and it was making, in all fairness, the fan was making a weird noise too, to be honest with you.
You know what? I've had that happen to me, though.
What happened?
That's happened to me, though. On my 294 mono, I've been getting a really, really weird, funky noise.
Me too. It's like it's grinding almost.
Yeah, it sounded like a Yeti.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank God I'm not the only one there.
Okay, good. All three of us having the same problem. But I don't know why that would stop a connection to the ASI Air. Maybe that's just something coincidental. But
no, yeah, because mine would still run even with the ASI Air. It would still run and take pictures. But I'm like, what in the world? And I'm out here, and it's like it's already like below zero. So I barely even really need to use the cooler, but I turned it on anyway.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I'm like, what in the world?
When I was out of the dark sky side, this is the first time I heard it. Like, I had my scope, on the blanket in my back seat, and I pulled it out, and the scope rolled from the seat just down to the floorboard, a foot. And I'm like, okay, it's fine. I plug it in. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God, are you kidding me? And then it actually, when I started the cooler, it stopped making the noise. But when I plugged it in, the fan started turning, and that's when I noticed the sound for a couple minutes, and then
it disappeared.
And then it went
Mine
away.
didn't disappear.
I like shined a light in there, and I was like, "Did I bend something?
Did I
the fan like rubbing up against
like
something?"
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I'm looking at, because I was like putting a light in there, and I'm like, did something fly in there, or mess around with the fan? There's nothing in there. It's just the weirdest thing.
Yeah,
And then it got to a point where it's like, you know what? I just turned the fan off, and I was still at -10 Celsius.
yeah. Well, that's
being out here right now.
That's not going to work in the middle of June. No,
it's not going to work in the middle of June. But right now, it worked just fine. I think he got even down to -20.
Ron Joynick said he had the same problem that I got. He turned off the Pro, then turned it on. The problem went away. It disconnected.
Yeah.
But
well, the answer to Tom's got a great camera. He's got the QSI.
Yeah.
Beeps and then it double beeps.
That's it. That's all it does. That's all it does. QSIs those are awesome cameras, though. Those are ridiculous.
Yeah.
I always believe they're 683.
I'm just glad. I'm just glad to know that I'm not the only one that this is happening to. It's been like we've already had like 4 or 5 people already say, "Hey, me too."
But the funny thing is that this must have been like a closet problem no one wanted to admit to. It seems like kind of like we were all alcoholics and we didn't want to say anything.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Eric. I've got a 294 mono and it's making really weird noise. Hi, Eric.
Hi, Eric.
Hi, I'm a 294 MC user.
Yeah, I've been an AstroPhotographer for 4 years now, and I've got the camera that makes a weird noise.
And I got noisy fans.
Yeah,
don't get me started on the modeling and the S2 channel.
Oh, jeez.
Why does it look like it's a TV from 1977? No. Just hold that piece of tinfoil. Hold it right there. Yeah.
Just hold it right there. Now, do me a favor. You got it. Wait. Lift your leg up. Lift your leg. No, it's perfect. Now we got a great picture.
No, you gotta hold it with the metal part of the hanger and just point it towards the west.
Yeah. Here, put this tinfoil on your head. I bet we get even better reception.
Oh God, the problems of the 70s were just like amazing.
I know. But yeah, so who knows what causes that? I don't know if it's extreme, because this doesn't happen to me in the summer. I've only noticed this happen to me in the winter.
Well, I guess I just picked the wrong time to actually try and use my 294 because it was like 17 degrees last night. So
yeah,
mine. Yeah, this is the first time it happened, and it was I think 9.
Oh, dreadful.
And I guess it's been cold in every situation here that people bring this up. It seems like
all of us in the mid-northern hemisphere, like the mid-north, has just been it's been cold, man.
Brutal.
Yeah, it's cold. I just feel like it's going to be 40 tomorrow. I'm like, yeah.
Well, that's right. I mean, it just came down for a couple of days, right? That Arctic blast, and then it's supposed to warm up again tomorrow, and then you're supposed to get it again next week or something.
No, this weekend.
Oh, this weekend?
It went from 17 to 40 to 30 to 20 again.
Oh, Jesus.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
But, when it's cold out and you're out there and you're, setting everything up and you're troubleshooting, I don't even realize it's cold until okay, I'm set up, and then okay, I can't feel my fingers.
Yeah, I can't feel my fingers, my toes. I can't feel anything. I got an icicle dripping on the tip of my nose.
It's all tunnel vision until you're finished, and then you realize it's.
Oh my God! It's well. You know what the sad thing is that I literally walk by that monitor for the Atlas weather station every time I go inside the house, so I see the temperature in front of me. So I'm like, okay, it just dropped another degree. I don't need this.
The temperature is projected down by your setup, just like
it's horrible. It's horrible.
Robin, my wife, she's always asking, so you going out tonight? Like, yeah, She says, you're nuts.
Yep. Oh yeah, I get the same thing.
You're nuts.
We got to put a vestibule outside because every time you leave the door open, all the heat gets taken out of the house. But yeah, it's been crazy with the weather. It's been pretty bad. It's been pretty bad.
I've got some new toys.
Oh, okay.
New toys. Not, nothing. All right. Everybody knows that I have Schmidt's, right? I got rid of the refractors. I've got Schmidt's.
Good choice.
And the biggest thing that I hate.
We'll save that debate for later.
And the thing that I hate, and this is with all reflectors, is collimation, right?
Oh, that's right. I remember what you bought. Okay.
So collimation has always been, that thing that I've dreaded to deal with, but you've got to deal with it when you have Schmidt's or reflectors or anything like that. So, a while back, I bought this. I don't know if you guys see this.
Oh, Hotech.
Yep.
Hotech.
Yep.
And then my dumb self realized you really can't use this with a Schmidt. This is more for a Newtonian.
No, you cannot use that for a Schmidt.
This is not really for a Schmidt. So it was already past the 30 days. So, hey, there it is. Then
going on cloudy nights tomorrow.
Yeah, no. And I even tried this. I even tried this thing.
Oh, no.
The Celestron collimation aid.
Fill in the bottom and use it as a shot glass.
Yeah, there it is. Then, you know what? I had one of these.
That's a collimation mask, isn't it?
It's a Duncan mask.
Or a Duncan, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Duncan mask?
Yep.
Whereas you put this, you have it situated where it has these ridges here. I don't know if we can really see these here.
Yeah, it's like an old record.
And you align those with your collimation screws.
Okay.
And you can use this for collimation, which is good.
Does it work pretty well? I mean, it looks like
it doesn't work too bad. It doesn't work too bad. And then you have this. The tri-bat enough.
Tri-bat, yeah.
Tri-bat. This worked really well. This actually works pretty well. The only problem is that sometimes you really can't, unless you get like a sheet of paper, or something to block some of the spikes, you won't know exactly which collimation screw you have to adjust. So you have to block a certain area so you can know which collimation screw. And once you block that area, the opposite side is what the collimation screw you have to deal with. And the thing is that when you deal with these collimation screws, if the fat side isn't pointing directly almost at one of those at a collimation screw, then you have to deal with the other two.
Yeah.
To deal with that one.
Right.
So that was bad. But recently I got this. This is the OCal. You ever heard of this, Tegan? This is the OCal electronic collimator. And
yeah, it's fairly new.
It's fairly new. I heard about this from Queeve. From Queeve the Lazy Geek.
From Queeve, all right.
He had it. And also Mike Pyatt or Mark Pyatt.
Yep.
He actually used one of these with a Mac cast. And he got really good results.
What about a standard Newtonian?
Yeah, these work really great with Newtonians, almost any kind of reflector. Newtonians, Ritchies, Schmidt's, classic Cassegrains, they work really, really well. So I've got it hooked up right now to my 8SC. And basically what it is that it's a camera that you put directly, in my case, you screw it directly into the visual back. Right. Okay. And it's best to use a direct, to directly screw it on if you can, and not use pressure or anything like that, because you can still tend to be off. Right. If you have that, if you're using that pressure. So Here, so I'll show this. What are you giggling about?
No, I know how no, I just know how frustrating it is. I'm like, you can buy all the collimation tools in the world, but if you have a thumb screw to tie it down, you're
Exactly
not gonna get
You're
cold.
done.
Which is
You're
it
done.
makes me so mad that okay, even a brass compression ring is better, but 90% of the time, 90% of the time, you're not going to get a brass compression ring. You're going to get two thumb screws.
Two thumb screws. And
and
this is because this is what kills me. Hold on. This is what drove me nuts.
It's just so frustrating.
It is.
It doesn't even make sense to me why it would be produced with
here's the visual back. Here's the visual back of an Edge 8.
Right.
Compression, thumb screws.
Yep.
But the 8S, the Nexstar 8SE, it's screw.
Yeah,
it's threaded.
Yep.
It's threaded. So what kills me is with Celestron, and I hope you're listening, Celestron, why in the world would you give an 8SC a screw-on visual back, but for your high-end Edge HD Schmidt, you do this? Why?
Yep.
My God, it makes no sense.
Nope, it does. It does as you throw it across the room.
So for my Skywatcher Newtonian, I had thumb screws. I did buy a compression ring, and I think it's the M57 threads on the Quattro down to a compression ring. But it's still a thumb screw, like essentially to tighten the compression ring, So I put a very thin layer of tape around my coma corrector, so it fits really nice and snug, and I barely need to add any. And that's the only way that I've been able to
make sure.
Yeah, so right now
without tilt.
I'm lucky. I'm good. I'm happy to know that I can take the visual back from my 8SE that I really use, and I can put it on the back of the Edge and then screw on, and I can do this. So far, I haven't had a chance to take it outside yet because we've had clouds, and one thing I will say, even if you get one of these and this, another thing that this kind of got me upset. I bought because I got it off Amazon because they were selling it on Amazon for like $2.25, right? They have two different versions, a standard and a pro. And this is the pro version. And the reason I got the pro version was because they said, because it advertised, you see a picture and everything, that you can use this with Android and iOS, right?
Okay.
So it had iOS apps or an Android apps. I get it. I order it, and it's there. And I open the thing up, and all it has is the Android adapter. Turns out that they didn't bother to update their pitch or their selling information to say, "Hey, iOS doesn't work. Sorry, if you're going to use it with an iOS, it's not going to work. It works with Android, but not with iOS." So I spent an extra $50 on something that's useless for me. But it really ticked me off. But here nor there. So I don't know. But if I share my screen here, I will show you this guy. And here. This is the OCal, how it looks. Can you guys see my screen?
Not yet. Not yet.
Nope.
Okay. Let me know when you can.
And you can right now. There we go.
Hey.
Okay. So if you can see here, I'm gonna move my hand around here. So there it is. There's a screw secondary and everything. So I'm using a light panel with this.
Gotcha.
And if you can, so basically what you do is you have these circles that you use that you put the primary, the first circle goes around your primary,
Right.
and then you can, using the mouse wheel, you can move in, and then the second, and then you can do an offset. You can center it, so you're using offsetting for vertical and horizontal to get
An even circle.
an even circle.
Yeah.
So if I do this here, you can see slightly it's moving in there and there. Okay, so you have that, and then you have your secondary. So here's a secondary with the red. Let me remove this. And if I scroll in here, you can see I'm a little off right now.
Yep.
So what I'll do is, and then here's the camera right there.
Mm-hmm.
And you have your blue circle right there. But this gives you a good idea. But then you, what you do is you make your red the same, pretty much the same size as your secondary. And then you can use this to then move and collimate. So you see here. And
I wonder how this works with offset for the Newtonians.
Good question.
Because
and so here it is. So you can see I'm a little off. So I'll have to adjust my collimation screws. So bottom line is that this is a new tool that I'm going to give a try. You see the camera there. Everything should be centered. Then you have a star setting. But the bottom line is, I'll stop sharing here. No matter what, I'm going to say for anybody who has a reflector, a Schmidt or whatever, once you do collimation, even with this tool or whatever, always do a star test.
Yeah,
absolutely. Do a star test. Ernie, buy a refractor. Agreed. You know what?
Whatever happened to the old
I tell you,
days of
if they make a
star test and
refractor,
hitting the button.
if they make a refractor that I can get, like 1,500 mil,
yeah.
Focal length without it weighing 70 pounds.
Yeah, I agree.
Then I'm all over it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm going to go on a list for a 9.25, maybe an 11, just for, just so I can get the little guys. But so I can go deep a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what you want. So you want that high mag. But the Schmidts, they're the easiest, in my opinion, to collimate because you just have the secondary.
Absolutely.
And they're relatively light to move around unless you get a 14.
Yeah. Well, I'm not lifting a 14 on a mount anytime soon. I have as much body weight, upper body, muscle as like an ant. I don't have anything.
I tell you, the hardest ones are the Takahashi Epsilons.
Yeah.
You do not want to screw around with that if you don't know what you're doing,
No.
Because once you get it in there, you make damn sure you put it in the case and you pad that case.
Yep.
And you don't have to collimate it for a year, because I tell you what, they are a pain in the ass.
Yep.
But man, once they're dialed in, they're like that trophy wife. They're phenomenal, but they're just so temperamental.
Yeah, I mean, these plane waves, these Ricci Creations.
Ricci Creations?
Yeah, Ricci Creations.
All right.
Is that how you pronounce it? Or Ricci Creations, whatever you want to call them. I remember back in the day, Dan, when I was thinking really hard about getting a Ricci.
Yeah, I remember.
And then I saw someone try to collimate one.
Yep, you're like, with it. Nope.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure just like with anything else, once you get used to something, it becomes second nature.
Yeah,
everything's a learning curve.
Yeah, so
everything's a learning curve.
Yeah, so I mean, but I think you're right in your statement that Schmidt Cassegrains are easier to collimate than RCs. By far.
RCs are the hardest, I would say.
Yeah, that by far. I mean, it's you're doing three little knobs. That's it.
Yeah, but I'd rather do the three little knobs than having to deal with the primary, the secondary, and sometimes in certain cases you have to also do with the focuser.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, you have to do it all.
Yep.
But with something like this, I'm hoping, like I said, I'm gonna do a star test. I'm gonna get it set up because this was just an initial show, just to show you guys what I've got.
Yep.
But I'm gonna get it collimated, or at least as collimated the best I can. Do it, and do a test. The main reason why I got this was because doing it this way, and if it works, I can save my hands from being outside.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, being outside in these temperatures and trying to collimate. Oh my god. My hands were turning blue.
Well, you're not the only one that got toys.
Oh yeah.
we got toys now.
No. Oh, all right. So I've shown mine. Now you can show your toys.
I got 3.
Okay.
And I think 2 of them I actually showed, maybe either on a prior show or whatever, but I'm gonna show it anyway. And everyone knows what a Prima Luce guy I am, so I'm just kind of like whatever. But it's still in the box, and I mentioned it once.
Hey,
the Arco.
And that is to pair with. See if I can drag this because I'm actually testing it. So, well, not testing it, but I'm actually.
Is that the 4?
That's Eagle 4.
Okay. I got a pair of socks for Christmas.
There you go. That's that. So that makes him the big brother of my Eagle 3 here.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this guy yet, but we'll see. Can't kick him to the curb just yet. And let's see. I didn't even take this out of the box yet. So.
The new filter wheel.
And this is going to be paired with the new camera that's on its way, the 268.
You got the 268.
So
nice.
So that's
those are round filters, Dan, or those are square filters?
These are round.
Okay.
2-inch.
These are round. Yeah, 2-inch.
Yeah, 50 millimeter unmounted.
I can't fit that in this one. That's too big. That thing is like the size of my head.
So you're using 48s?
Well, it fits up to 2 inches. It fits 5 2-inches or 7 36 millimeters.
Okay.
So
same position.
You can get away 36 with the APS.
I can.
With the APS, yeah.
But I have 2-inch. See, the funny thing is, I got 2-inch narrowband from Optolong, 7 and 6.5 nanometers, and I have 36 millimeters. I have 36 millimeter Astrodons that I could use. So I got different filters that I could kind of use, but I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to go. I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
Have you guys heard much about the
Ultimate?
No.
I guess.
No. the 3 nanometers from Optolong.
I've heard about them.
Yeah, I heard. I've seen a couple of stuff from Ron and from Sean Nielsen.
Yeah.
So for a full 3 nanometer set, I think it's 11 or 1200.
Well, now.
Right now it's under 11.
So that's 2-inch filters.
Yeah, for 2-inch.
Unmounted 2-inch filters for 1100.
I could be wrong, but I thought the 2-inch filters were $12.49 after Christmas.
Yeah, that is the mounted. The unmounted are $100.
The unmounted. Oh, you're right. The unmounted. Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But which I'm like, that price is. It's pretty attractive when you compare it to a 2-inch Astrodon, which is the same price as a whole filter set.
Yeah.
Like a 3 nanometer Astrodon, a 2-inch, I think runs. I think 1,500, if I'm correct.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
I
after seeing the pictures from
you can
Ron,
get Astrodon.
What?
If you can get Astrodon, pay his bills.
Yeah. He's semi-retired and sold, right?
Well, there's a long story with Carrie.
Yeah, I'm not even going to get into that on the show. That's for after show. But I after seeing those pictures from Ron and from Sean,
I didn't know he puts Ron Breach on it, right? He puts them out.
He's been testing them too. Sean's been more out there with his results, but I'm like really close to selling my Antlias for the Astrodons.
Do you have halos in your O3 Antlia? I
have the 3 nanometer Antlia Pros, and I got O3 halos. I do.
Yeah,
I got them. And I got to be honest with you, from what I've seen from out there, that it's been cured with the Optolongs. So,
I mean that's Tim. Because I want the go from the 294 mono to a 2600 mono.
Mm-hmm.
So I have Astrodon 3 nanometer inch and a quarters. So selling those, and if the Optolongs work, they'll probably make a profit on that whole entire situation.
Yeah. I mean,
it's tempting.
Yeah, even if I could sell the Antlias the Antlias with 1380 for the set.
Mm-hmm.
So even if I sell them for $1,000, I paid $200 for the filters.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I just got my second Antlia. I got I finally got the 03. So one more filter to go.
And now you're going to be annoyed with it. You're going to sell it like I'm doing it.
Yeah, they end up selling it. Yeah.
Since we're talking about toys, I want to share with you a little extension of what I've been working on.
Oh, no.
Oh, I don't know if we can get it here, but let's see if we can. Let's see. Bear with me 1 second.
What is it? What is this?
What is that?
Pin tags.
I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it?
I see a really large lens.
Yeah.
Okay. What it is, let me hold it up. It's a Canon 300 millimeter f2.8. Okay. What I've got here is I've actually got a little focuser that I've actually come up with. I've made. It's this part that I'm showing with my finger.
Yep. I see
it actually runs through a RoboFocus that I get connected to backyard EOS. Now, what happens is I come back down here. I've got my 2x teleconverter. Here, I've got my QHY 367. I got the Star Aid up here.
Right.
I don't know if you can see the Star Aid.
Yep, I see it.
And then on the back here, I've got the Fusion. So this whole thing, let's see if I'll pull it back here. This whole thing now is going to be on top of the Mighty Mount.
Wow.
So I'm looking forward to it. It's kind of my Frankenstein little kind of contraption I put together here, but it does work. I did some testing on it the other day, but it was just made with parts that I've had laying around here. So I'm looking forward to giving it a whirl once it gets a little bit warmer.
Nice.
But it's kind of interesting.
That's going to be a cool toy, man. You got that, Eric? I see you got it in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Is it possible? Can you do that?
I believe you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure on how. I believe it's either in the main. It's in the settings, in the main ASI Air settings. There is a way to downgrade. I'm just not 100% sure because I haven't done it yet, and I don't have any of my ASI Airs up right now to me to go and take a look. They're all disconnected right now.
Yep.
For me to sign in and take a quick look, but I am 95% sure. Yes, you can downgrade the software.
Okay. Might want to get Simon Lewis on that, maybe.
Yeah. If you go onto the ASI Air Facebook page and you can ask the question, Simon Lewis, he's one of our guys here with Astro World, but he's also he's a ambassador with ZWO and works with ZWO, and he can answer you pretty darn quickly. I'm sure
he's a team leader and beta tester for ZWO.
Yeah, he would know. He would know for sure. But like I said, I'm pretty sure you can.
All right. Man, this day rocked.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we got lots of toys going on. We got lots of time to talk about because you know what?
Yeah.
We're back, and we had our 3 weeks off, and now we're back to work. So Wednesdays and Friday nights again.
Yeah. So are you guys working on any projects right now? or planning on working on any upcoming projects you're going to be, going after any new targets?
I'm doing Thor's helmet once I get this thing set. I'm doing that. I got the 127 because that's part of my I'm gonna finish this collage this year. This is the collage that I'm making. It's astronomy meets D&D, and
Okay.
it's everything D&D involved. So you're gonna have the Orion Nebula, the Medusa, the Wizard, whatever else I can figure, anything that's in there that's D&D ish.
Uh-huh.
And you're gonna have 9 pictures, and it's gonna be astrophotography meets D&D in the middle. I'm trying to promise myself to finish it this year. So what that means is, unfortunately, I may or may not be able to put as much time as I usually like to put into the photos, because just the skies here are just complete crap.
Yeah.
And so I like to just start looking at an image in about 15 hours. So especially when I'm doing narrowband. And it's just I may or may not be able to do that. I may have to cut it to 10 or so, depending on what I could get. If I could get 15 in 2 nights, but by the time the clocks change, I'll be okay. But
you doing mono or OSC one shot?
I'm all mono.
Okay.
Yeah, that's another reason why I'm kind of and we talk about this a lot on the show. I am not a fan. And I hate to say it, and even though it's a great filter, I am not a fan of the L Enhance, L Extreme line. I'm not a fan. I think everything is red. I just don't like to put the extra time into it to fix it. And I've tried it, and I think everything is just shifted too far red, and I just don't particularly. I would rather do the Hubble palette and get everything kind of the same color.
Sure.
Then have everything just be like a darkish brownish red kind of picture. But that's just me. And listen, there's nothing to say that you can't get good results. I'm not trying to say you can't get good results with these filters. You can. It's a personal preference. I don't like it. That's it.
I personally had some good success on Thor's helmet using the L Extreme. I didn't have I think I did pretty good on that one. No, I'm sorry. I actually did mono with that one. Sorry.
With the NBZ filter.
Oh, I love NBZ.
NBZ is a great filter because I agree with you.
Absolutely love it.
It's just, and it's a 10 nanometer bandpass, so it gives you a little bit more forgiveness.
Yeah, I love the NBZ. I've had no problems when I was using my 294 color, taking a shot of the horse head, and you have an owl attack in there. I had no haloing at all.
I tell you what, of all those filters, I prefer that one more than anything because it's better than the L Extreme, the L Enhanced, all those.
I would agree with you.
Yeah, AstroPhotography, they've upgraded their Nebula booster. Their NBX filter used to have pretty bad halos.
The NBX is the first generation.
But that's the first one that had the haloing issue.
Now they're non-existent. I have that filter for the RASA 8.
Yep.
And the QHY 183 UHS filter for the 183 color. I have yet to use it, but everything I see it looks good. So I'm pretty
it's an awesome filter. That is by far my favorite one-shot color dual narrowband filter. Yep. All the other ones I got the L Extreme, I've got the L Enhance, I've got the Altair, I've got the Triad. I've got the original Triad.
Yeah, the Triad is what happens with the Triad is that I was part of the beta testing on that with Chris Hedren.
Okay.
It's a 3 nanometer on H beta, H alpha in 03. And then the tri-band is with S2. But the problem is that when you get down anything faster than F5.6, you get those major blue halos.
Yep.
Yeah.
But if you're at about an F7, you're okay. You won't have the halos. But it's just if you got a fast vocal ratio, you're going to end up getting those halos on the tri-band.
Yeah. So pretty much all of those are in my filter drawer in the shelf, and all I use right now is the NBZ.
That's Eric's version of the Closet of Death.
Yeah, pretty much.
Dan, what scope are you using for the Thor's helmet? Your 127?
Yep. Yep. So just shy of 1,000 millimeters. So
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
and
gonna be.
I have a non-reducing flattener on
I
there. So
I want to hit that one. I probably have that rises in the east or
yeah, it's
southeast.
in the east. It's in the
It's
east.
in the east.
Yep.
Southeast.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just it's just right above Sirius.
Yeah, I only get about because it comes over my house because I'm on the north side of the house, so it comes over the house, and I you know what, that's the one thing I love about Nina with their custom horizons that you can put in there, and it'll tell me when it's going to be away from the trees and the telephone poles because I put my backyard in Nina.
Oh, nice.
So
Nice.
there's an app out there, and there are other apps out there, but similar apps out there. There's something called what is it called? Oh, Theodolite. Theodolite. It's a surveyor's program, and basically what you could do is you take snapshots
Yeah.
of where your whole sky is, and it keeps track of your azimuth, your altitude, and where you're pointed in the sky. And then once you do, you dump that into Nina.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do a little bit. There's a guy that I think Patriot Astro, I think, did a really good video on how to do this in Nina.
Nice.
And so you dump all the coordinates in Nina, and then when you go into your Sky Atlas and your framing, it'll tell you, it'll place a graph on where where it is and how it goes over your horizon and how much time you have. So I only have literally probably about maybe 3 or 4 hours a night that I could get on Thor's helmet without coming into the house.
Oh wow.
So
I'd love to hit that with my Newt, but I would have maybe 2 hours per night, and it's at 1,000 millimeters, so like not too
no,
bad.
it'll be
Not
good.
too bad.
Hey Dan, there's another target you might want to consider. It's called CTB1, and it's between Cephus and Cassiopeia. It's a supernova remnant, but it kind of looks like an onion, like a clove of garlic. And you see so many. You don't see a lot of photographs of it, but if you just do a Google search, CTB1, where do you see it? It's HA.
Oh yeah.
03. It's a beautiful target. Very, very, very dim. So you're going to have to push that up to about 900 seconds. But I tell you what, that's a target. It's kind of setting more now and towards the west, but it's a target.
I know this target. I've seen the picture.
Yeah, it's just it's just you don't see too many images of it. You see a bunch of them on AstroBin, but it's a gorgeous little target.
Yeah,
I'm pretty cool.
Which you
being in
thought
Bortles.
What was that?
What's that? I was gonna say, being in Bortle 7, I just went for the California Nebula. I can get 8 hours of data.
No problem.
A night on it.
That's what I did last night, just for the hell of it. I can't. You know what annoyed? I couldn't fit it in my 127. I'm gonna have to take the 80 back out. And
I have it in the Red Cat 71 with the 294.
Yep. Yeah, that'll make it. That's only 250. But even at my 400, it'll fit.
It's close. Hang on, let me.
Yeah, I'll have to. Yeah, for me to do the California, I have to definitely get my Rasa out.
Yep.
I can't do it with the edge at all.
Yeah, Tegan's sharing the screen.
I don't know if you can.
There we go. Yep. Yeah, that's pretty much where I shot, right in the middle of the.
Just barely.
Right in the middle of the where the bend is in the California Nebula.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because there's this region right here that's pretty cool with high focal length. This region has a lot of detail in it if you can get in there with some nice aperture.
That's cool, man.
But,
for guys like me who are fans of AstroPixel processor, they have a new release out. They finally brought out a new release.
Yeah, was it 1.864 or something?
Yeah, something like that. And this one actually has star reduction or elimination, and it also has comet processing.
Yes,
nice,
which is really nice. The one thing I'm still waiting for that he hasn't addressed is noise reduction.
Yeah, he you have to kind of go outside for a third party on that one.
I do. I'd have to end up going like in the Lightroom.
Yep. And then do you remember Gradient Gradient X?
Gradient X, yeah.
Russell
Yeah.
Performance now has got Star X, which basically removes all the stars. I've tried it. I've used it. It's the best one that I know right now because there's no shadows of stars. It literally just removes all the
Oh,
stars.
that's good. StarNet does have a little
Yeah.
kind of aberrations that at least.
Yeah, where it leaves a bit of a
Yeah.
shadow. Yeah.
But take a look at Russell Corman's website there, and you'll be able to download it. And believe me, it's like
I think
60
I've been
bucks.
to his site
59.
before. I was at his site for the other one.
Because isn't
Gradient X-
Star X
Gradient-
Terminator?
Yeah,
Isn't
yeah,
the
Gradient.
Because Gradient X, that's a Photoshop plugin, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a Photoshop plugin.
Yep.
And now the Star X is a Photoshop plugin as well. But I tell you what, it's the best star removal that I've used, and
Nice.
I'd recommend it. It's worth the 60 bucks that you spend for it.
Okay.
Spend a lot more for
So-
other programs. I'm telling you. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always something out there versus not necessarily, versus, just using a Pix Insight, which is Pix Insight is great, but like for me, still APP is fantastic, especially for my integrations.
Yep.
And now with the new improvements that they're doing, I have, it's awesome. It's easy to use, and then I can hop right into Lightroom, and I can do my noise reduction. And I in my opinion, Lightroom's noise reduction is quite good.
It's quite good.
It's quite good, and I can hop into there and I can go and do this and process everything rather quickly. One thing I do love about APP is their RGB combine tool.
Exactly. Yeah. That's a good one. That is a great little tool, isn't it?
That is a great tool versus something like versus like a Pixel Math or anything like that, or when you're doing Hubble Palette.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's one of the better ones out there. Now,
It's interesting is that Dr. Christian Sassy has been doing a lot of work with Mabula. And so when Dr. Christian comes on, what we could do with a lot of our guests that are on, that he'll be doing a lot of these seminars with Mabula. And so what we do, Dan, is we could actually say, okay, at what particular time is this next seminar on? And we'll set it up for everybody to kind of know. But they've been working hand in hand because iTelescopes is definitely using now APP for all their post-processing.
awesome.
We're really starting to push that, and I like it. I mean, if it was up to me, to somebody that's getting into post processing, because let's face it, that's always the hardest part of this 3-step process, right?
Mm-hmm.
Data capture, aligning, stacking, registration, and then post processing. Post processing is always the hardest thing, and so you want something that's not too hard, like Pix Insight. There's a major learning curve on Pix Insight. APP makes that curve a little bit easier because, as you say, it's not quite as hard. Once you get the feel of APP, then I say go to Pix Insight, but definitely start with
That's
APP.
exactly what I did. I totally agree with you, Pete. Is that the integration is I think it's awesome in APP, and the post, it's not that hard. There's quite a few tutorials out there, and what I like about APP's post processing is that you can, if you don't just jump right into it, you can actually downgrade, the strength.
Yeah.
You can go from 1 to 2. I think the weakest is going down to 4.
Yeah.
And you can go with that weaker strength and then gradually just work with it until you get it to a certain point where that you're satisfied, because that 1 or 2 can be pretty intense, right off the bat.
And as you said too, Eric, we're always our own worst critics when it comes to post-processing, because we're always suffering from OCD. You can spend hours and hours and just tweaking. And at what point do you say, hey, you know what?
It's good enough.
It's good enough because you got wife and kids and you got life to live, man.
You do. Josh mentioned
Ciro. Yeah.
I do want to try it because I believe it, because it is free, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So I do want to try it. I just haven't had the opportunity. Maybe when I do my next project,
there is so much software that's starting to pop up all over the place. It's going to be interesting on what comes out at top at the end. And, you know, because PixInsight has been king of the mountain for a while, and I'm just wondering what's going to kick it down eventually. I mean, something always gets knocked off. I mean,
well, what was it? Well, there was like Maxim DL.
Maxim
and then
DL.
there was
Velocity.
another one called Image. Oh God, what was before Maxim
Nebulosity?
DL? Yeah, Nebulosity was up there, and then there was another one called Image something or other, and it just
Images
kind of
Plus.
Yeah, that's the one. It just
Images
disappeared.
Prism.
It was there for a couple of years, and then it
Images
just
Plus was really hot for like 3 years.
for about 2
And
years.
I still have the discs inside. I still have it, and I bought it, and it was really, really good for a while. And then all of a sudden, he just stopped putting out, updates and everything, and just disappeared. But that was
And
really
it
good.
was
A lot of people I know use it now. That's one of the first things I actually learned before I took the jump to Maxim, and then I was like, I went into Maxim, and I was like, this is way too much of a learning curve. And then it just sat in a book for a while. And then I was playing around with Photoshop. That's how I learned Photoshop.
Yep. And it's funny because it is the hardest thing is the post-processing. I mean, it's like we've thought about how do you do, like, you got the AIC, the Advanced Imaging Conference. They should have like a BIC, Beginner Imaging Conference. They got to have like an Intermediate Imaging Conference, because I tell you, you can get into some of these books. Like I've got the book here, Learning by the Masters, right? What's it called? It's
Inside PixInsight.
What is it right here? No, it's here it is, right here. Lessons from the Masters. I mean, this used to be the Bible, but man, I tell you what, when you sit there and you have to be a whiz on Photoshop to know what they're doing, but that's what they learned back then. They had Photoshop. They didn't have any of these algorithms now that we have with PixInsight or APP. So you're absolutely right. This is where, how do you kind of get the idea across that, get the data, garbage in, garbage out. It starts with getting good data. No question about it, because you just can't make what is it? You can only put so much lipstick on a pig, right? That's
That's a nice way to put it.
And as you said, in the case of being at a Bortle 5, you're right. You're limited by the light pollution that you got to contend with. But as I said, it's the learning curve of you get into this hobby, and it is a learning curve, and it is hard. But I tell you what, the rewards are well worth it when you can sit there and look at that image like behind Dan and say, I took that. I processed that. And that's what I think why we all like this hobby.
If it only would come out good on paper. I mean, it's just so hard to get good translation to print.
Yeah,
it's so hard. I mean, it took me even when I went to Bay Photo and I told them don't change the colors. I mean, when it came back, it was so dark. It went through like 5 iterations of $30-$40 a pop to get it right. And then once I finally got it right, I got it printed right and I framed and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, it is hard.
It can be hard. Yeah.
Well, you see, the secret that too, Dan, is the secret is your garment and your color space.
Well, I always change the ICC profile to, I try and get whatever they have at the print shop. So if it's sRGB, I'll change it to sRGB. If it's, whatever the color profile is, I could do it. But the gamut, I don't know.
Yeah, because what happens is I found out that, for, the sRGB for definitely the web, but if you actually want to do a print on paper, look at the Pro Photo Adobe Pro Photo RGB. Okay. That's the one that I use because it's got a much wider gamut.
Okay.
For doing print work. But that's what I ended up doing. So, try to do that one, the Adobe Pro Photo, and then forget about the sRGB because that's only strictly for just putting it up on the website. So you definitely want to have something.
I learned something new today.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, now I'm gonna go into this picture. I'm gonna change the ICC profile. I'm gonna send it back to him. I'm gonna print it up this week and see what it comes out.
Yeah. What you can do is you can actually pull it up in the TIFF format, and you got it actually inside. You'll have inside Photoshop, and then what you can do then is you can literally just say, okay, I'm going to keep this as a TIFF, but this particular file I want to keep as an IC Adobe Pro Photo. So what I've done for all my metal prints around here, that's the color gamut that I use is the Pro Photo Adobe Pro Photo.
Okay.
And then when I want to post on the web, definitely the IC is going to be the sRGB.
sRGB. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've learned something new.
Yeah. MX Quattro said, yeah. So yeah, I always try and call them to find out what their printer profiles they use. So but apparently, I'm going to try something new next time. So,
Yeah.
very, very cool.
And I tell you, Bay Photo is good. I have to
Bay
admit,
Photo's real good.
they're really good. They're definitely worth the money to spend for their metal prints.
Yep. You know, I kind of like the paper print with the matte around it. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
You know, the metal prints are nice. I have a couple of those, but I really like the frame and the matte and that kind of stuff. The white matte on the black background of space is kind of cool to me. So I like that.
You're old school.
I'm very dramatic. I'm very dramatic. I like to have that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
you know, the metal prints are good. You know, I'm gonna get that. I get them for the shop when I put it in the store because they don't fade as much in the store. So, but wow, all right, we're coming up on 11 o'clock.
Yep, we're about that time.
10 o'clock for Eric and 9 o'clock for you, I guess.
Yeah.
Pete, I think Tegan, you're at 10 o'clock about too, right?
No, it's almost 11 here in Ohio, Cincy.
Oh, you're in Ohio. That's right.
Cincinnati,
yeah. So you're in the same as me. So, well, I mean, I guess we could wing it around. Some final thoughts, I guess. So, go around. Eric, Pete, Tegan.
I really don't have any. I mean, this is another great show. You know, starting off on the new year on a good foot. You know, it's just, yeah. I think we're just doing all right. I don't have much to say. I've already said everything. I said everything earlier. You know, I vented about collimation. I vented about, all this other sort of stuff that I've been dealing with. So for right now, let's just keep it at that. It was a good show.
All right. Very good. How about
Eric, I got a question for you. You were talking about the visual back with just the 2 set screws. Can you not use like a click lock visual back? Would that assist better than just having those?
You know what? I can give it a shot because I actually have a William Optics Rotolock.
Yeah, I was going to say that one. The Rotolock's it's a better.
It's a great visual back, so I could even use that.
Yeah.
So no, I mean, but right now with the OCal, it fits directly. It screws perfectly into the visual back of the 8SE. It screws right on in, and it fits with the edge. So I was like, I'll just use it, because it's no problem. Just to screw it right on in directly onto the visual back, screw the camera right on in there, and then I'm good.
Because I was thinking as I was looking at you trying to get that ring right on there, and you can just see if you just try to adjust even just a half a quarter of a turn, thing is just going to move right out. So I would think the Rotolock would probably be the better choice to give it a shot.
Yeah, I'm gonna play around with this, and there's a couple YouTube videos out there, just so I can get my circles in the correct orientation, and I'm looking everything correctly. Once I get it there, then I'm gonna give this a go, and I'm working on a video for it right now, and then but like I said, once things clear up and I'm able to take the 8SE outside and do that that test.
Cool.
Then it'll, the proof will be in the pudding right there, how it goes.
Watch those videos, guys. Just watch about maybe 20 minutes of it. And
I'd
love to hear what your thoughts are because it really
will.
In case anyone's asking about what video you're talking about, there's a new video on the Raptor 61, and I'm sure it's getting a lot of hits right now.
I will, Mark. Yeah, I will.
So might want to check that out. But we got a bunch of people logging in from the UK. Dave, how you doing? What else? We also had somebody else just logged in. Lydell Nunn. Lydell popped on. How you doing, Lydell? He said Nations Photo Lab out in Maryland also does a good job with printing metal prints, so that could be another option. And that's it. As for Eric, look at Quee's video. I'll look at Quee's video for.
I'll take a look at it.
Happy New Year to you, Lydell. Happy New Year, man.
Yeah, Happy New Year, man.
You got a Jackery question. Okay, well, we'll talk offline, Gig. We'll talk offline. But that's a customer at Camera Concepts. I'm sure he's trying to power his Eagle or something. But whatever.
Well, cool. Hey, Dan, Eric, I'm going to sign out, guys. I'm going to go grab some dinner, but I'll see you guys on Friday.
Yep, sounds good.
good.
See you
Yeah,
Friday, Pete.
absolutely. All right. So everybody, guys, great show again. Just to keep on everybody's calendars. Don't forget on February 9th, we have Dr. Sass from iTelescope. He's going to come on and give us his rundown. He's got a bunch of. If you don't know what iTelescope is, iTelescope basically is a service that you can actually buy time on other telescopes from across the world, from Chile, from South America, Australia. He's
Even
got
here
some
in
in
the
the
States, like
U.S.
down in
He's got
Arizona
some in the
and New
U.S.
Mexico.
Yeah, he's got some, but he's got I think he has up to like 50 or 60 telescopes now that you could actually do time on, and he's just upgraded a whole bunch of stuff. So he's going to be giving us a rundown on some of his new telescopes, which is going to be pretty wild.
Yeah.
Hendrick from the Star Aid is going to be. I changed it to a to be announced because he's been kind of he has to be scheduled with us. And Filippo, Tom, and Omar from Prima Luce Lab will be sometime in March. So that should be a lot of fun. That's going to be a recorded show, but keep the eye out for that. Don't forget, if you want to get in on the $5 raffle, Player One, planetary camera, Neptune. So very nice. This is the IMX 464. And, again, slightly used, only tested. And it comes with the 1.25 inch infrared cut filter. So
Nice.
$5, you get a $300 camera. So give it on. You go to PayPal at Astro Web, make your donation, and remember all the proceeds to this that doesn't go to me, it goes to the next raffle. So the more people that get more raffles, the bigger prizes we can give out, and that's kind of cool. So it all goes back to the watchers, so the people that put in. So that's a lot of fun.
Very cool.
What else? What else? I'm working on. I'm going to be working on Scott Roberts to make a return from Explore Scientific.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, so he came in. It's been about a year and a half since he's been on, so I'm gonna go grab him. He always likes coming on, and maybe grab Ron if he's feeling better. I don't know if you know if
yeah,
Ron.
He and his wife were suffering from
Yeah,
COVID. So
him and Gail, they're both fine. Some chills and stuff. The normal stuff that apparently Omicron is doing, but they're doing well. So
good. That's what's important.
Yeah. So that's pretty much all I got. I guess that's it.
All right, let's take it home, man.
I think we're home. All right, guys. Well, again, thank you, Eric. Thank you, Tegan and Pete. Even though you're not here, thank you anyway. Don't forget, Friday night, we're going to be doing the same thing. We're going to try and do a little bit more of a beginner's stuff for, whatever decides to come up in the chat box, because everybody just has some awesome questions. So we'll be doing that on Friday at 8 o'clock. And again, don't forget, we are back twice a week, Wednesday, Friday, Wednesdays at 9, Fridays at 8. And as always, keep imaging, keep educating, and clear skies. And we'll see you on Friday night.
See you guys Friday. Clear skies, everybody.
Have a good night. Bye-bye. Tegan just bails all the time.
Yeah, I know, right?
He just bails. He's like, I'm out of here. I'm
out.